If you are in any measure awake in these days in which we live, and have taken notice of the manifold, great, and various temptations in which all sorts of persons that know the Lord and profess his name are beset, and in which they are continually exposed, with what success those temptations have obtained, to the unspeakable scandal of the gospel, with the wounding and ruin of innumerable souls. I suppose you will not inquire any further after other reasons of my publishing of the ensuing warnings and directions, being suited to the times that pass over us, and your own concern in them. This I shall only say to those who think fit to persist in any such inquiry, that though my first engagement for exposing of these meditations to public view did arise from the desires of some, who affirming the interest of Christ in the world by personal holiness and constant adhering to everything that is made precious by its relation to him, have given them power over me to require at any time services of greater importance, yet I don't dare lay my doing of it upon that account alone. It's in the least to intimate that, with respect to the general state of things mentioned, I did not myself esteem it seasonable and necessary. The variety of our outward providences and dispensations in which I have myself been exercised in the world, with the inward trials I have been attended with, adding to this the observation I have had advantages to make of the ways and walkings of others, their beginnings, progress, endings, their rising and falls in profession and conversation, in darkness and light, have left such a constant sense and impression of the power and danger of temptations on my mind and spirit, that without other pleas and pretenses, I cannot but own a serious call to men to beware, with the discovery of some of the most eminent ways and means of the prevalency of present temptations to have been, in my own judgment, in this season needful. But now, listener, if you are amongst them who take no notice of these things, or you don't care for them, you have no sense of the efficacy and dangers of temptations in your own walking and profession, nor have you observed the power of them on others, who discern not the manifold advantages that they have got in these days, in which all things are shaken, nor have been troubled or moved for the sad successes they have had amongst professors. But you suppose that all things are well within doors and without, and would be better could you obtain fuller satisfaction as some of you are lost in the pleasures or profits of the world. I desire you to know I don't write for you, nor do I esteem you a fit reader or judge of what is here written, while all the issues of providential dispensations, in reference to the public concerns of these nations, are perplexed and entangled, the footsteps of God lying in the deep, where his paths are not known, while in particular unparalleled distresses and strange prosperities are measured out to men, yea, to professors, while a spirit of error, giddiness, and delusion goes forth with such strength and efficacy, as it seems to have received a commission to go and prosper, while there are such divisions, strifes, emulations, attended with such evil surmises, wrath, and revenge, found amongst brethren, while the desperate issues and products of men's temptations are seen daily in partial and total apostasy, in their decay, a spiritual love, the overthrow of their faith, our days being filled with fearful examples of backsliding, such as former ages never knew, while there is a visible declension from reformation seizing upon the professing party of these nations, both as to personal holiness and zeal for the interest of Christ. He that doesn't understand that there is an hour of temptation come on the world to try them that dwell on the earth is doubtless either himself at present captivated under the power of some woeful lust, corruption or temptation, is indeed himself stark blind, and does not know at all what it is to serve God in temptations. With such then I have not at present to do. For those who have a general sense of these things, who also in some measure are able to consider that the plague is begun, that they may be further awakened to look about them, lest the infection have approached near to them by some secret and imperceptible ways, than they did apprehend, unless they should be surprised unawares hereafter by any of those temptations that in these days either waste at noon, or else walk in darkness. This is the reason that warning is intended, and for the sake of them that mourn in secret, for all the abominations that are found among and upon them that profess the gospel, and who are under the conduct of the captain of their salvation, fighting and resisting the power of temptations, from what springs soever they rise in themselves, are the ensuing directions proposed for their consideration, that our faithful and merciful high priest, who both suffered and was tempted, and is on that account touched with the feeling of our infirmities, would accompany the small discourse with seasonable supplies of his Spirit, and suitable mercy to them that shall consider it, that it may be useful to his servants. For the ends in which it is designed is the prayer of him who received this handful of seed from his storehouse and treasure. John Owen.